Today we are talking about the dancing cult. What are they doing? I can do this. I can do this. Hold on. Wait. Listen, I was born in a generation of lean back, or the generation of the Soulja Boy, or the dab. Like all these non-necessary dance moves that these people got going on is just not my thing. It'll never be my thing. I hate it. Don't love it. You know, just not my thing. Like I still do this. My coordination is not right. I still do this to learn my left from my right. Left, right. When I'm driving and they say right, I have to do this. And then I just left. Okay, you know. Anyways, coordination is not my thing, clearly. But it is the dancing cults thing. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. That's how I introduce myself. Hello, hey, I'm Stardust, and I do commentary on Thursdays and vlogs on Mondays. Today we are talking about the dancing cult, which is a very weird sentence. But apparently there's a dancing cult. Who would have known? I would have never known if Netflix never released a documentary or docuseries, I should say, because it's a 3-piece docuseries, Dancing for the Devil. Now, a dancing cult sounds weird, right? That's what I said. But apparently, this was established during the pandemic when everything else was fucking weird anyway. You know, I don't blame them for joining a cult. So today we're going to be talking about them, and there's some main people you need to know about. So we have Robert Shin, the pastor of the Shekinah Church. The second person you should know is his son, Isaiah Shin, who was the videographer for B-Dash, who is one of these TikTok dancers. They used to do videos together, and Isaiah was the videographer. Another person you should know is Miranda Wilkin, who is basically the main person in the documentary because her family set out to find her because she went missing. If you don't know, those are the main people we need to know about. And here is the backstory. So there's Miranda Wilkin and her sister, Melanie Wilkin, who used to do TikTok dances together on their page. Now, they got so famous and started doing collabs with other dancers, one being B-Dash or James Derrick, who is now the husband of Miranda. Right? How they become husband and wife? I'll tell you. So, Miranda was very interested in B-Dash once they started to do dances together. So much so that she kicked out her sister Melanie out of the group chat to just have a conversation with B-Dash. Like, what a sister, right? Anyways, moving on. So B-Dash, Miranda, and Isaiah started to link up and go to the church dinners with Isaiah's father, Robert Shin, who is the pastor of this church. All right, nothing odd. Like, they already make videos together. Isaiah is a videographer. You know, this is just like an event. You get to mingle around, you know, nothing odd, right? They start going more frequently to these dinners. And at one point, Miranda invites Melanie to one of these church dinners. Now, Miranda has never been a churchgoer. She's never been in like a church setting, never been into the Word of God. So Melanie find it kind of weird, but at the same time not weird because these are the people they dance with. You know, it's not weird. I'ma just go. Melanie goes to this dinner, and apparently they start speaking in tongues. And I'm not even mad about Melanie leaving. I'm not even mad about Melanie getting upset. I'm not even mad about Melody being weirded out, because if it was me personally and people started talking in tongues when I'm at a dinner, I'm out of there, because you got a demon in you. You are possessed. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm just going to skedaddle. I'm just gonna. But apparently, Miranda thought this is a completely normal thing. She's so into the word. She's so into the community. She's so into this, so she stays. And this is where things start separating. And Miranda starts pulling herself a little bit further and further away. Now that you got a little bit of the backstory, you can learn more about it in the docuseries. Let's go into the cult-like things under the Shekinah church. So one day, B Dash, you know, him being him being a dancer on TikTok, he's coming through an issue about making brand deals to make more money for the TikTok. It's a new thing, it's hard for him. So Robert Shin hears this and is like, I think I have an excellent idea. I think I'm going to become a manager for you guys. I can manage the whole brand deal situation. I can make my own website. I could reach out to all these brands so that you can make money. So he makes a managing company under the umbrella of the church called 7M. And now, if you don't know about corporations do this a lot. They have a big corporation. Under that big corporation, there's different umbrellas, different businesses under that one corporation. That's how they make their money. So I found it very weird that Robert Shin, under the church umbrella, which does not pay taxes because it's a church, it's a religious church, made a company called 7M that manages all these TikTok influencers that dance. Kind of weird, but hey, he's a man of God. I can't say shit, right? Side eye. Anyways, moving on. Amazing idea. Few people join. They're already like talking with each other. They're already hanging out with each other. Like, we already got this. We already have the same thoughts, the same feelings, the same ideology. We already have good vibes, you know. We have the same values. So, with that, 7M is born. Now, there's few weird things about 7M and the Shekinah church. One of the cult-like things I have noticed throughout the docuseries is that they mentioned that this church, Shekinah church, is an invitation-only church. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I get people knocking on my door asking me if I want to join the church, asking me if I believe in God. I got people on the street trying to recruit me for church. There's a lot of churches that want people in their church. So it's a little bit weird to me that this specific church is invitation only. So you should know most churches are open. So if you know that they have church services on Saturday, Sunday, whenever they do the fucking church services, you should know that you are free to just walk in. Most churches are just open to the public. If you already know that this church is meeting on Wednesdays and Saturdays, whenever they meet up, wherever they meet up, and you know what time, you still cannot have access to the church if you were not invited. It's invitation only, which is a very, very numero uno red flag. But I get it. People might be saying famous TikTokers, you know, they might not want other people, like common folk, associated with them. So it's only invitation only. Might not be a red flag, you know? It might be like a pretentious thing, a prestigious thing. Might not be a red flag, you know? Common folks won't understand. Red flag numero uno. of the cult-like things. Number 2, he would have long lectures or sermons, and on top of that, he will have church dinners that you were obligated to go. You would have meetings with him in private, which is weird, but hey. What cults do is that not only they want specific people in the cult that they can manipulate, they want people to get it inside their heads that this is not a cult. This is not a cult. We're just simply praising the Lord Jesus. Amen. You know, they want you to be brainwashed. So to be able to be brainwashed, you have to be in long lectures. You have to be surrounded around the same people to the point where all you could think about is the things that we spoke about in church, in the church dinners, around the church people. You start to get brainwashed and you start to think it's a normal thing. To you, these are such good people. We have the same values. We have the good vibes anytime these people are around. Like, why would they try to manipulate me? But you don't realize you're getting brainwashed. And that's when they start implementing isolation tactics.
They would say, like, cut off your family because you need to work on yourself.
You have to die to your family in order to save them. As a man of God, I wasn't thinking that he would ever do anything wrong.
So these two things come hand in hand. If you're in a cult, not only the long lectures, being around the same people over and over again, having the same talking points, being manipulated with this smooth talker of a pastor, isolation starts coming into the equation. Robertson is not only a pastor, he's a manager. So in these church lectures, sermons, whatever you call them, I don't go to church, I wouldn't fucking know, but within these praising the Lord session, he would start pointing out different members who were either doing good or doing bad. So he'll be like, hey, you earned $30 million by doing this TikTok trend. Amazing, amazing. You could donate to the church. That is amazing, guys. But hey, God told me you're talking behind my back, and those specific people who are talking behind my back, going to hell. The fourth red flag was financial control and communion mindset. Since Robert Shin is also the manager of these people, he says, hey, I know you made $30,000 off of that little TikTok you did. We go to church. There's a 10% tithe. I think that's what it's called, right? You donate 10% to the church because the more you give to God, the more he gives to you. I'm also your manager, so 20% goes to me. Also, a realtor. Hey, I have about 2 houses that are not occupied. You could just pay me like $2,000 a month, and you could just live in those houses and just be a little community in these houses. $2,000 a month is not bad. Like, those are the tactics he's using. He starts telling them that they could live in the houses that he owns and just pay him just a little bit amount. Like, these are mansions. These are beautiful houses. Just pay me a little bit and you could live in these houses together under one roof. Like, you'll save money that way. You could donate that extra money to the church. God will give you more gifts because you are so generous. You're so generous. You'll get more blessings just because you're giving blessings to the church, right? This is the mindset, the communion mindset. Save more money so you could give to the church to get more blessings. And it sounds nice. It sounds so nice when you're in it. But from the outside looking in, it's like, it sounds kind of weird. Then you're going to start telling me to start farming and shit, like, for free. It's weird. Hey. hierarchy. He positioned himself as the authoritarian figure between the churchgoers and God. He would just act as like the middleman between the churchgoers and God and be like, hey, you got to listen to me because I'm trying to bring you closer to God. But the actual fact is, you and God should have your own relationship. It shouldn't be like a middleman telling you what to do and what God is saying to you, because that is a manipulation tactic. But hey, who am I to tell these people? Who am I to tell these people that that is manipulation? But hey, this is not Robert Shin's first time. In the docuseries, you see this is not his first time. Here walks in his two other victims. And I'm surprised only two walked in. Now, these are also sisters that had a hard upbringing. They were looking for people who were like family, and they found that in Robert Shin and his wife. And they joined the Shekinah church, and they thought everything was fine and dandy. And then apparently 10 years down the line, Robert Shin starts asking for sexual favors. And then in the docuseries, you see some of the 7M members also experience the same thing. If you thought you weren't in the cults with all the other things I listed, invitation only, long ass lectures, isolating from the self and family, financial control, and communion mindset, sexual favors should have been a huge red flag. If you didn't think you were in the cult already, sexual favors should be like, boom, I gotta get the fuck out of here. But hey, some people are easily manipulated into thinking, hey, this is the man of God. He positioned himself in a hierarchy where he is the middleman between me and God. And maybe, just maybe I could just weasel myself in and get closer to God if I give him the favors that he wants. That's how some people think. The seventh thing that Robert Shin has done is having people working for free or little to none, and that ties into the financial control. The past victims said the realtor company that he owns, they were working for free for years. He'll always tie it back to the church, like, hey, we need to do this for the church. Hey, we need to do this for God. Hey, God told me we need to do this. And they would do it, and they would work for free doing this. Robert Shin not only has a son, but also has a daughter, Chloe, who was a mentor for the church. Again, I don't go to church, but having a mentor for the church is kind of weird. Like, that should have been a red flag, because I never heard a mentor for the church. Like, what? But anyways, she left. And Robert started to curse her, like, oh, she's going to hell, his own daughter. And that's when a lot of the 7M members was like, wait, your daughter left? I'm out of here. And they started talking amongst themselves like, yeah, I realized this, I realized that. Why did Chloe leave? Chloe never released an official statement, but she did. She was gone, but never released an official statement as to why she left. So the other members started looking around like, your daughter left, and then you go talk about your daughter like that? That's a little bit crazy. Like, guilt tripping and unworthiness is one of the things. Those are all the red flags for the cult-like behavior, but there's still some people in the 7M church, the 7M Shekinah management church realtor agency. Like, what is going on? One of the peoples being Miranda and B Dash, who were big parts of this docuseries, especially Miranda. Now, Miranda, the most important person in this story, released an official statement. First off, a lot of people are saying that it's a weird statement, because she came on to the story saying, hey guys, I'm all right. I can't really say much, but here's my official statement. Basically, she just released a worded official statement, and many people are saying those are not even her words. But who's to say? Because they are in a legal battle. She probably just released a statement and didn't want to say anything on camera because she's part of the lawsuit. So it says, "Hey everyone, just wanted to hop on here and say that I've seen the documentary. I wanted to start by saying that I appreciate the concern that has been expressed for my well-being. Due to pending litigation in which I'm the plaintiff in a defamation lawsuit, it's not appropriate for me to comment on specific allegations. Though I will state that I do not condone abuse in any way. I cannot speak for anyone else but myself. I love my mom, dad, and Melanie, and they will forever be part of my life. The truth is that we don't see eye to eye at this time. I believe that this documentary is a one-sided story," which is weird that she says that because she's not the only person saying that, which I get. They didn't take her word, but also, did she deny to say anything? Probably. We don't know. Nothing was said. Anyways, I gave my life to Jesus Christ in 2020 and asked my family for some space in the very beginning to collect my thoughts and process my new walk I just wanted to take with God. I also told my sister that I wanted to continue our Wilking Sisters social media page? Yeah, Wilking Sisters social media page. She logged me out of the account, and when I asked for access back, she denied my request. So I had no other choice but to start my own account and pursue my own career. I still have yet to receive access to our account. My family didn't honor my space I asked for, and I saw a different side of them I never seen before. Honestly, it made me mad, frustrated, and annoyed that they were being so overbearing and chaotic. I get it, girl. In 2020, I went to Michigan to visit my family for Christmas. My papa was taken to the hospital due to medical issues. We got a phone call saying that he had a short time before he would pass. Melanie and I drove to the hospital to say our last goodbyes. Before we went into the hospital to do so, I started to pray for our papa in the car, and Melody got offended. Angry with me, she told me to stop. Sorry. When I'm reading this, I just envision like Melody having flashbacks about the dinner where everybody's just speaking in tongues as she's like praying. That's probably why she got mad. But anyway, that's just me. Before we went into the hospital to do so, I started to pray for my papa in the car, and Melody got offended, angry with me, and told me to stop and never to pray around her. I think she got some PTSD going on there, guys. Our papa passed away that day. When I read the statement, I'm like, okay, and like, you released a statement to say nothing. Like, we get there's two sides to every story. We get that, and we get that you can't really say much because of the litigation going on and you're a part of it, but like, what was the reason? I guess so everybody can know that she's okay, but it seemed kind of like performed. I don't know. This was not like a good choice on her side because it just left us with more questions than answers. But I guess we'll see. Apparently, the lawsuit starts in 2025. I guess we're going to have to see. That's it for today's video. I just wanted to state some things about this. And I just wanted to tell y'all about the cult-like things that you may encounter throughout life, because trust me, there's a lot of them. It's not only Shekinah. There's a lot of churches who are cult-like. There's a lot of religions who are cult-like. Let's take the Mormons, for example. Just saying. I might get canceled for that one. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Just think tunnels. Just think tunnels. If you know, you know. Just think the tunnels in New York that they found. Just think about that. Is it cult like? I don't know. I didn't say it. I just put the image in your head. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed my little rant about cults and Robert Shin and keep your money safe and don't give it to the churches.